Hi, everyone, and welcome to this latest edition of the Michigan State Spartans Insider Podcast. I'm your beat reporter for Michigan State Spartans on SI, Aiden Champion. We're going to be getting away a little bit from football position group breakdowns and talk a little hoops today because Michigan State is targeting their potential backup point guard, the one glaring spot that they need to fill on their roster. Um, they're looking at Divine Ugochukwu from Miami. Was a freshman last year, true freshman. And Joe Tipton of On3 was the first to report today, Saturday, that Divine will be visiting Michigan State on Monday and Tuesday. Spartans have another chance there to land a transfer commit, and this would be a pretty significant one. I know when you look at the stats, doesn't really jump out. Averaged just over 5 points a game last year, 2.3 assists. I know the big knock against him is his shooting. Only made 6 threes all season on 34 attempts. When you're looking at this guy, um, obviously he'd most likely be your backup point guard. I think Michigan State already has, plenty of shooting when you look at, I know Jeremy Fears was a streaky shooter last year, but they didn't necessarily need him to be. Um, I mean, it certainly could have helped because obviously there was inconsistency with Michigan State shooting. That was one of, their biggest flaws last year. I know it improved kind of the second half or so of the season, but um, wasn't great come tournament time and was part of their demise in the end. But um, and you're looking at two transfers you brought in with Caleb Glenn and Sam Ford, who are solid shooters. Kurt Tang, going to be seeing the floor more next season, I'd expect. And he's, one of the best shooters on their roster. I thought that last year, even though, he didn't get significant minutes. We know Jackson Kohler, he improved immensely with his shooting last year. I expect that to be the case again next season. Um, and, Cohen Carr, you don't think of him as a shooter, but he also improved in that area last year. And, I'd expect him to be working on that again this offseason. Um, I know that, a big concern is shooting, and you want to bring in guys who can shoot. But looking at the tape on this guy, I like him a lot. I mean, he is gritty, gets to the basket, um, is able to draw contact, does have the vision of a point guard. Obviously, the highlight tape I saw, it's mostly his scoring ability, but so there wasn't too much shown of his ball distribution, but I just think he really fits the Spartan mold. Um, hard nosed, tough guy who take it into the lane. Um, and I think that's just as crucial as your ability to shoot from outside because, he's a guy you can look to late game situations, need a tough shot, um, is willing to get his hands dirty, get in the paint, draw contact. And, um, the point guard spot, particularly, I know you typically with your prototypical point guard, you think of shooting, um, but Michigan State doesn't necessarily need that with the point guard position because Tom Izzo all about ball movement, not keeping the ball in your hands for too long, and Jeremy Fears did a great job as being Michigan State's floor general, not really having to be a scoring option. Could be when they or when he decided to be, but wasn't they're able to make do without it. So I don't see that as too much of a concern. And I think this would be a great get for Michigan State if they were to earn Divine's commitment. Young guy, obviously, I know he's coming from a team that was just terrible last year. I mean, uh, what did Miami win? It was um, just 7 games overall, 3 in conference. Um, so I know on paper it's not anything that really strikes you, but um, when you watch the film, he just to me really stands out as just a gritty Spartan dog. And I think that's something you're always wanting on this team, obviously. And I just think this would be a really solid addition to the team because obviously right now you don't have you don't really have a clear option at backup point guard. It is a glaring need. Kurt Tang, pretty strictly a shooting guard. Samford, same as well. I mean, if you need them to be, yeah, they could probably bring the ball up. You can mix and match some matchups there, but you really want another clear floor general, and that's Divine. Um, so I think this is. I don't know. I get the complaint from fans, but I think you're kind of asking for too much. Um, this is a spot you need to fill, and he's available and he's interested. So why not? Why not go after him? And it can't hurt you. So um, it'll be interesting to see if they ultimately are able to land him. I think it's an appealing um, opportunity for him. I mean, it's a team that just went to the Elite Eight. You're going to be called upon, to be uh, a significant contributor on this team, coming from a team that just only won 7 games last year, and you're going to be able to try to defend a Big Ten title. Sounds pretty good to me. So we'll keep you updated on that and any other Michigan State basketball news. And um, I would expect if this were to be uh, if the Spartans were able to make this happen, that it would probably be the last of any additions from the portal. Um, so we will wait and see. And as always, thank you everyone for tuning in. Really appreciate your support and your engagement. Hope you all have a great Mother's Day, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.